Hey BAU besties, I'm Shell and welcome to the show. Today I'm continuing my series where I deep dive into each main character of Criminal Minds. Today, Jennifer Jareau. Warm, capable, and absolutely fearless. Just a quick heads up, this video does include spoilers for Criminal Minds Evolution Season 3. Let's get into it. If you've watched Criminal Minds, then you already know Jennifer Jareau, or JJ if you like. Over 16 seasons, A.J. Cook made JJ one of the show's most recognizable and beloved characters. The longer you watch, the more impressive she becomes. She may not always be the loudest person in the room, and she may not always get the flashiest moments, but JJ is absolutely among the BAU's most essential members. She brings empathy, emotional strength, and stability to a team that deals with some of the darkest cases imaginable. And what makes JJ so compelling is that her story is not just about solving cases. It's about grief, resilience, family, loyalty, and survival. From the loss of her sister, to her relationship with Will, to her deep connection with Reed, JJ's journey is among the most emotional and human arcs in all of Criminal Minds. So today, I'm breaking down why JJ matters so much to the show, what defines her, and some of her most significant moments. JJ is central to Criminal Minds because she helps give the series its emotional center. When she first appears, she's introduced as the BAU's communications liaison, meaning she acts as the connection between the team and the outside world. But even early on, it's clear that JJ is much more than that. She brings a level of compassion that is paramount in a show this dark. She's the person who speaks to families with sensitivity and who can make victims feel seen. In a unit full of brilliant profilers, JJ stands out because she combines intelligence with emotional intuition. And as the series goes on, her role only grows. She transitions from liaison to profiler, proving that she is not just supporting the team from the sidelines, she is among the team's strongest agents. That evolution is why fans connect with her. JJ grows without ever losing the kindness and emotional depth that made her special in the first place. She genuinely cares about people, and that comes across in every part of her work. She doesn't just look at cases as puzzles to solve, she sees the human cost behind them. A defining part of JJ's backstory is the death of her sister, Roslyn. This loss has a profound impact on her life and helps explain so much about who she is. JJ was only 11 when she found her sister, and that trauma helps explain why she understands grief on such a deep level, and why she can be so private about her own pain. It also adds another layer to her protectiveness. JJ knows what it means to lose someone you love, and because of that, she often approaches victims and families with even more empathy. Her pain does not make her colder. It makes her more compassionate. That tragedy is part of what makes JJ so real. She's not just strong because the story says she is. She's strong because she has lived through heartbreak and learned how to carry it. In a show where relationships often fall apart because of the demands of the job, JJ and Will represent a rare stability. They have a home life that feels warm, grounded, and real. Through Will, we get to see a softer side of JJ, not just as an agent, but as a partner and a mother. Their relationship reminds us that JJ is not defined only by the BAU. She also has a life, a family, and people she is constantly fighting to protect. That is what makes Will so central to her journey. He represents safety, love, and normalcy in a world that is chaotic and traumatic. Their relationship humanizes her even more and gives emotional weight to everything she does. That is also why his death hits so hard. For JJ, losing Will is not just heartbreaking. It is the loss of a person who anchored her through much of her life. For the show, it removes one of the few lasting symbols of stability. And for the audience, it is devastating because it shatters a relationship that felt genuine, earned, and deeply important. Then there's JJ's relationship with Reed, which is among the most layered dynamics in the show. From early on, it's obvious that they care about each other deeply. There's trust there, loyalty, and a kind of emotional closeness that lasts through years of trauma and change. She understands Reed in a way no one else does. She knows how vulnerable he can be, and she responds to him with patience and care. At the same time, Reed clearly values JJ more than anyone else on the team. Their bond became one of the most discussed relationships in Criminal Minds because it sits in that complicated space between friendship and something more emotionally charged. No matter how fans interpret it, one thing is obvious. JJ and Reed have one of the strongest emotional connections in the series, and that bond matters to both of their personal journeys. One of the most underrated things about JJ is how strong her friendships are, especially with Garcia and Prentice. With Garcia, there's a really easy, sweet chemistry that brings some lightness to the show and lets you see JJ's warmer, more playful side. With Prentice, the connection feels a little more grounded in trust and history, with that kind of unspoken understanding that only comes from going through so much together. What makes those friendships work so well is that each one brings out something a little different in JJ, which makes her relationships feel more believable and more interesting to watch. JJ leaves the BAU in Season 6. In the show, she's reassigned to a Pentagon-related position, but behind the scenes, the decision was deeply unpopular with fans, many of whom felt the series lost a key emotional anchor without her. That's a big reason her return felt so meaningful. It didn't just bring JJ back, it restored a vital part of the heart of Criminal Minds. One of the darkest chapters in her story is her kidnapping and torture, and it reveals how much pain she carries beneath the surface. Watching JJ survive that trauma, along with the devastating loss of her baby, and continue forward adds even more depth to her portrayal. Additionally, some of her most powerful moments come from the way the show balances her role in the BAU with her love for her children. Her family isn't just background information, it's central to who she is. Behind the scenes, both of A.J. Cook's real-life sons portrayed JJ's sons, which adds an even more personal touch to those family moments. She is among the most essential figures in all of Criminal Minds because she brings something the show absolutely needs: heart. She is compassionate without being weak, strong without losing her humanity, and resilient without ever feeling unrealistic. Her grief, loyalty, love for her family, and her bond with the BAU all make her one of the show's most emotionally rich figures. JJ isn't just central because of what she does on cases. It is because of what she represents: empathy, endurance, and the strength to keep going even after loss. And that's exactly why so many fans continue to connect with her. If you're Team JJ, you're among friends. If this deep dive was your vibe, do the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your most JJ moment. And if you're coming back for episode 4, I'll be talking about Derek Morgan. Tough, loyal, impossible to ignore. Until then, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.